I've kind of been slacking off a little. This is the Jeep Cherokee, and I am going to take a quick look at the Cherokee, its pricing, take a test drive of it. Now keep in mind, this is the Cherokee, because I know some of you are watching in Saudi Arabia and some other countries, so I don't know if you actually have access to this vehicle. I have a Jeep Grand Cherokee, which is like a totally different truck. It's the larger truck, but I don't know if they sell this vehicle in Russia or if they sell this vehicle in Saudi Arabia or in China, because I know I have a couple of viewers in China, despite the fact that they have the sensors. So, this is a Cherokee. The Cherokee is a small, as you can see, it's a small Jeep. Now let's see, the Cherokee Limited, this is a 4x4. $29,000 is the base price. Yeah, this equipment, I'll try to take a better picture, but the equipment is $29,000, $995, $29.95 as the base price. When you factor in all the equipment, this one comes with a tow group, which is $500. It comes with the 9-speed transmission, another $1,000. It comes with a 3.2 liter V6, so that must be the Pentastar. So that's about 296 to 300 horsepower. And this one comes with Uconnect Touch. So this one basically is fully loaded. Fully loaded, this car is 36,165. The fact that Chrysler has put out so many good cars that don't crack the $40,000 variant, it's a very good thing. So this is the interior of a Cherokee. The interior materials feel about the same that you'd see in the Dodge. So we have power seating here, very nice. The one that I'm going to drive is outside. I don't know if it has all the equipment, so I'm just going to look at the equipment that I can look at right now. So, power lumbar, power seats. I don't know if the passenger seat is powered, but I could check for it. But in fact, let me check for it. I like to be as thorough as possible. It's a very beautiful car. You know, it's funny. I didn't like these the shape of these lenses because at first I felt it looked a little too Japanese. But in certain colors, you actually kind of see what they were going for. Oh, this one has manual. This is a manual crank, manual. This is a manual tilt, manual crank. So let's see. You know, in fact, let me see how much space is it. If I pull this up just a little to where a regular person would sit, let me see how much space in the back. But anyway, in certain colors, you can almost see what they were going for. It looks as if they were going, like they were trying to make it look like an Indian mask. You know, I'm still not crazy about it, but looks good anyway. We have a dual panel moonroof. That looks great. Dual panel moonroof. Not a whole lot of storage space, so I'm going to check the storage space in a second. And I'm able to sit in here with the seat as far up as you put it. Now, I would like the seat to be just a little further up. So hopefully, like if there was somebody sitting in here, they'd be sitting just a little bit further up. But as is, I'm sitting in here. The seats are comfortable. The leather is comfortable. The only downside is I'm pretty tall, so this moonroof right here is hitting my head, as you can see. Like you can see right there where the moonroof, my head is basically going through the moonroof. I'm a pretty tall guy, so this is not normal of most people. I'm a really tall guy, so I always buy big cars. Okay, so this is the back seat space. There's a slip for you to put paperwork in here. There's nothing right here. So there's only one on the driver's side. So if the driver wants to put paperwork behind him, he can. Let me take a look at interior. Pull that bastard up. This is the interior space. Fortunately, there's no extra light right here. This interior space right here, I don't know if there's extra light up here. Oh, good. Well, there's an extra light right here. The interior space right here looks like it's just about, oh, and they have a slip, they have a cover. They have a slip cover for you to pull out to cover up your items so this way somebody won't break into your car. Basically, this is enough space for either 2 full-size carry-on bags, or it's enough space for 4, possibly even 5 under the seat carry-on bags, the ones that go under the seat. And you can also see the Uconnect rear view cameras right here, right under the Jeep logo. It's hidden because it's dark. This is actually a pretty good looking vehicle. I'm not really surprised because Chrysler's been doing a great job making cars. But this is actually a good looking truck. So it should be fun to drive. Okay, let's see. Okay, very soft driver's seat. Feels very cushy. This has the steering wheel that my Jeep Grand Cherokee has, except obviously it doesn't have the, the SRT functions and whatnot. But Chrysler's been making pretty good steering wheels. They also have this LCD gauge cluster. They call it the EVIC, Electronic Vehicle Information Computer. That's the proper name for it, EVIC, EVIC. These are the lights. When you turn the lights on, oh, let's see what the lights look like. Now, I only turned on the running lights and the fog lights. That's great. Yeah. You'll see a lot of these on the road because, I mean, they're not very expensive considering where they start. And this is the back of the car. This is the back of the car right here. Yeah, it's a good looking car. You know, I really wish Chrysler would make SRT versions of the Dodge Dart, and here they have a yellow Dart right here. This is a very bright neon yellow Dart. I really wish Chrysler would make an SRT4 version of this, and I also wish they would make a SRT version of this, because to tell you the God's honest truth, Chrysler's regular products are cool, but their SRT products stand alone. Because, you know, you have Ford, who only has the 3.5 liter EcoBoost, and then you've got GM, who's got that twin turbo V6 that costs a shitload of money. So, in my opinion, SRT needs to stay ahead of them by constantly offering as many of their products as they can with enthusiast versions. Even if they're all-wheel drive, a lot of people would love to have an all-wheel drive Dart or an all-wheel drive version of this, as long as it says SRT on it. It's almost like a different brand. So you have your all-wheel drive switch right here. This switch can be turned in order to go through different modes. It can also be pushed. If you push it, you can turn on the four-wheel drive low range, like if you're driving in sand. Right over here, they have, hope you can see that. Right over here, they have, oh, see, I'm going to turn on the light. They have very nice switches. The switches in here look almost as high in quality as some of the European cars. And they have these nice bezels that go around. This is actually a very well put together car, especially you got the moonroof. Looks gorgeous. So right here, you have a USB port, you have an SD card slot, you have the auxiliary. Chrysler put them all together in this car, so that this way, like, you'd know exactly where they are. And I doubt there's a second one, because usually they have a second one right here, like both of my car. Oh, yes, they do have a second one. See, I love Chrysler. Love them. USB port, 12-volt DC. So you've got two 12-volt DCs, you've got two USB ports, and you've got two auxiliaries. Or one auxiliary, but you have two USB ports. My new thing is using the SD card slot. I found that with my car, the USB drive, one thing I don't like is that the USB drive, if you have music that isn't properly formatted on the USB drive, it'll cause Uconnect to stutter and shut down. I've been using the SD card slot, and I haven't had a single problem with Uconnect shutting down. So you get yourself an 8 gigabyte SD card, and you can store all your music on there. It's a lot better than USB. And the other problem is that if you have iPhones or if you have Androids or whatever, if you plug them in using USB, you almost have the exact same problem every now and then if you run into a file that isn't properly formatted. Now, I don't know how many other people have had that problem, but I've noticed it. They have a sunglass, or they have a small cubby storage right here. Like the Dodge Dart, this one has a pull storage under the seat. This is a great place, like for instance, if you live out west and you keep a gun in the car, or if you need CDs or whatever in the car. I don't think this car has a CD player, but I know there's an option for one. So you have the storage under the seat. That's always welcome. You have the glove storage right here. In addition to that, you have another sunglass storage right here. So you got two sunglass storage, and these things have a lot of void space in them, which really comes in handy if you need to put certain things up, you know. So we have the start-stop button right here. It says it's not detecting the key fob, so you know, I'll just drive the other one whether it has Uconnect or not, because I only want to see what the suspension is like. But this is what your 40,000. Well, not even 40,000. When you factor in what tax is, it's about 40,000. But this is what you're buying, and this is actually a nice product. I have to say, if Chrysler keeps making all of their cars to this level, and then they refresh them probably within 4 years, I believe Chrysler Fiat will definitely have winners, because right now Chrysler offers the best engine combinations at the best prices that you can possibly find. And Ford's product, in my opinion, is overpriced. Ford doesn't offer yet a device as good as Uconnect Touch, because Uconnect Touch is backed up with system redundancy buttons right here, where you can actually turn these if you don't feel like touching this. And on top of that, you got the buttons on the wheels, volume and seek. And then you have all these functions right here where you really don't have to take your hands off the wheel. And if you want to use the voice control, you just push that button, you use that. And so you got voice control, steering wheel buttons, touchscreen, and you've got hard manual controls. That's beautiful. I wish Mercedes would do that. I wish BMW would do that, but apparently they force you to do shit their way, and I don't like that. Other than that, this is a very nice put together car. And if you're thinking about a Cherokee, you'll probably like it. So let me just turn the lights off. This is very good looking. We also have the auto sunshade back and forth. The shade is right here, and I think this is the moonroof button. There's also one other button right here in the middle for the tilt. And here you have the home link, well integrated. You almost don't even notice it, right into the shade right here, and your rear view mirror that you can look at, you know, look at yourself and whatnot, fix your makeup. Very, very lovely put together car. Okay, so I'm gonna take out one of these Jeeps right here, and I'm gonna make a part 2 version. Let me see if there's any equipment differences with these. Yeah, this one's fully loaded with Uconnect. This one has a price of $32,875, so it must be missing something. It looks like it's missing the tow group. This one has a golden colored steering wheel, or I guess it's probably like tungsten or something. Other than that, it's got Uconnect. It looks about the same. Yeah, this is just a different color scheme you can possibly get. So, that's really interesting. Alright. So, black interior, dual panel moonroof. I mean, I love dual panel moonroof. Again, this is a black one outside. This is a black Jeep Cherokee. And this is the black paint. Any equipment differences? Probably not. Yeah, they're pretty much loading them all up. They want that Uconnect and everything. You see, when you got that Uconnect, you really have something worth selling, because this way it's more than just a car. Now you have a really good infotainment sensor. So you have black interior, gray accents. This one does not have the bronze. Here is a gray version. This one is the Latitude. As you can see, Latitude. Jeep Cherokee 4x4 Latitude. This version, $30,675. This one, again, this one has the bronze interior. It has some bronze stitching. Very nice, you see. Yeah, so basically those look like the two main choices that you can get. They're all together. These are really nice cars. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Subaru Outback. But at these prices, and considering Chrysler is making waves for itself right now, it's like, why would you buy a Subaru? Now, I understand Subarus have lasted a long time. The only thing about it is that company's reliability records, with the exception of a couple of cars, aren't really that good. In fact, their reliability has been brought down by the BRZ, which had a fuel line system problem. If it's up to me and I needed a car this small instead of the Jeep Grand Cherokee that I have, I'd get this instead. It's like, me personally, I'm not a fan of imports, especially when it's a brand new model, and they always end up having some kind of major issue that they try to recall. But Subaru, I've driven, I think I made 2 videos of a Subaru Outback all-wheel drive. And while it was a bigger car than this, it was definitely a bigger car. But I mean, if you can get a 4x4 and you can get it at this price, you can get it for below $40,000, or if you don't want the equipment, you can get it below $32,000. I say, why go foreign? You know? And I'm sure somebody, you know, there's a lot of American car haters who would love to post some shit and say, oh yeah, well, I don't want an American car because it's owned by the government and all that. It's like, just stop being stupid. Because right now, Chrysler's making excellent cars. You're not going to find anything else that costs anywhere near what my cars cost for high performance power. So as far as I'm concerned, you should definitely consider going with Jeep if you want a 4x4 that you just need for a small family. A small crossover SUV has to be a lot of different things to a lot of different people. We had inclement weather here in New York City. It was raining, as you can see, so I didn't really put this car to its test. But what I can say is that because it comes with a V6 and because it comes with a 9-speed transmission, I found the driving experience to be very good and definitely a lot more convenient than I did the Subaru Outback all-wheel drive, because the Subarus that I test drove, or the Subarus that I actually rented, had 4-cylinder engines. Now, when it comes to pricing and when it comes to comparing this car to other cars like the Kia Sportage and the Hyundais that are low range, I would say the Jeep Cherokee wins, mostly because Uconnect Touch is untouchable and the combination of powertrain and power delivery are fantastic.